السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أبنائي الطلاب والطالبات، أسعد الله أوقاتكم. من مشروع التعليم العلاجي لمساعدة الأطفال وطلاب التوجيهي الممول من قبل الحكومة الأمريكية ممثلة بمجلس السكان واللاجئين والهجرة الأمريكي Relief International. أعزائي طلاب وطالبات الصف العاشر الأساسي، معكم الأستاذ عمر يوسف اللحام. We continue our lessons through Action Pack 10, Module 5, Unit 7 at your student book في كتاب الطالب، صفحات pages 58, 57 and the activity book at page 41. Open your books, get ready, steady and go. At page 58, صفحة 58, today we are going to study the vocabulary. We are going to study the vocabulary which talks about climate change. Which talks about climate change اللي هو التغير المناخي. Look at the photographs. What do they show? ماذا تظهر هذه الصور؟ If we look at the photographs, the first one here, it talks about the drought. تتحدث عن الجفاف. Number two here talks about floods. تتحدث عن الفيضانات. And 3 here talks about melting ice اللي هو تتحدث عن ذوبان الجليد. Now, which of these words and phrases are connected with climate change? أي من هذه الكلمات تعود على التغير المناخي؟ طبعا احنا كل الكلمات all the words in the box here في الصندوق، كل الكلمات اللي في هذا الصندوق تعود على التغير المناخي. all which words in the activity book glossary احنا نتعرف على معانيهن الآن. all connected with the climate change، يعني السؤال اللي موجود هنا the question here, which of the words أي الكلمات تعود على التغير المناخي؟ كل هاي الكلمات هون all of the words are connected to the climate change. The first word الكلمة الأولى the first word here الكلمة الأولى number 1 global warming اللي هو الاحتباس الحراري. global warming اللي هو الاحتباس الحراري. greenhouse gases اللي هي الغابات. greenhouse gases غابات البيت الأخضر، يعني اللي هي الغابات التي نسميها الغابات الغير مفيدة أو الغابات أو الغازات هي وليست غابات. gases. drought اللي هو الجفاف. flood الطوفان أو الفيضان. atmosphere الغلاف الجوي. rise in temperature الارتفاع في درجة الحرارة. rise in sea levels الارتفاع في مستوى البحر. melting ice ذوبان الجليد. damage to crops والضرر الذي يحصل على المحاصيل. بنعيدهن global warming الاحتباس الحراري. greenhouse gases غازات البيت الأخضر نسميهن اللي هو الغازات غير مفيدة. drought الجفاف. flood الفيضان. atmosphere الغلاف الجوي. rise in temperature الارتفاع في درجة الحرارة. rise in sea levels الارتفاع في مستوى البحر أو مستوى المياه. melting ice ذوبان الجليد. damage to crops ضرر في المحاصيل. ضرر في المحاصيل. Okay. Here now the words الكلمات اللي سمعناها and we have read them. We want to listen to the radio program. نستمع إلى برنامج على الراديو، برنامج إذاعي. What is the difference between weather and climate؟ ما هو الفرق بين الطقس والمناخ؟ الطقس weather اللي هو حالة الطقس هاي، وclimate اللي هو المناخ. ما هو الفرق بين الطقس والمناخ؟ We will listen now. راح نستمع to the radio program about this difference. Listen.
Plants and animals around the world have adapted to the weather conditions that they live in.
From the beginning.
Module 5, Unit 7, page 58, Exercise 3.
The weather and climate affect the way you dress, the food you eat, and the place where you live. The weather can create huge waves at sea and shape the earth around us. Plants and animals around the world have adapted to the weather conditions that they live in. For example, polar bears in the Arctic have thick fur to protect them from the cold. The atmosphere which surrounds Earth is like a giant blanket of air. The weather is something that is happening at the moment in the atmosphere. The weather is also affected by things that happen thousands of kilometers away. The weather creates many of the world's worst disasters, such as droughts, which cause crops to die and animals to starve, and floods, which cause widespread destruction. However, thanks to modern science, weather forecasts are now fairly accurate worldwide. Today, though, world climates are changing faster than ever before. This is the result of global warming, which is caused by a buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. If we continue to produce large amounts of greenhouse gases, the world will become hotter, and extreme weather will become more common.
Okay. Then, after we listened to the radio program about the climate and weather, الطقس والمناخ. What is, we have the question here, what is the difference between weather and climate? Weather is something that happening now at the time of like rain, like wind. الشيء اللي هو هذا الweather اللي هو الشيء الذي يحدث الآن، حالة الطقس التي تحدث الآن. But climate, it is the area that people and planet elements adapt to live in. المناخ هو المنطقة التي يعيش فيها مجموعة من الناس والحيوانات والنباتات وتتكيف معها حسب درجة حرارتها. الآن after listening we want to answer these questions. نجاوب على هاي الأسئلة بشكل سريع. What is the main, number one, what is the main idea of the audio script؟ ما هي الفكرة الرئيسية من النص الذي استمعنا له؟ What is the main idea؟ نقدر نقول the main idea about the effects of climate on earth. هو مدى تأثير المناخ على الأرض. The effects of climate on earth. 2. What is described as a giant blanket of air؟ ما هو الذي تم وصفه بغطاء ضخم من الهواء، a giant blanket of air، اللي هو the atmosphere الغلاف الجوي. يعني هاي هو الجواب اللي هو the atmo for 2 اللي هو the atmosphere. the atmosphere. هاي الجواب هون اللي هو atmosphere for number 2. 3. What negative impact can weather have on Earth? ما هو التأثير السلبي لحالة الطقس على الأرض؟ What is the negative? It is the build-up of green gases cause global warming، اللي هي الغازات الغير ضرورية أو الغازات العادمة. الغازات العادمة اللي قلنا green house gases، الغازات العادمة هي التي تسبب الاحتباس الحراري. الغازات العادمة. This is the effect, the impact on can weather have on Earth، اللي هو انعدام الغازات العادمة التي تظهر بسبب حالات الطقس، بسبب الجفاف، بسبب الحرارة. can cause global warming. 4. What causes global warming? What can people do to reduce it? ما الذي يسبب الاحتباس الحراري وماذا يستطيع الناس أن يفعلوا لتقليله؟ الآن اللي هو إحنا بنقول اللي هو global warming can people can what causes اللي هو greenhouses a build of greenhouse gases اللي احنا قلنا اللي هي تجمع الغازات في in the atmosphere and the rise of the temperature of the earth، يعني وارتفاع درجة حرارة الأرض هو ما يسبب الاحتباس الحراري. What can people do to reduce it؟ ماذا يستطيع الناس ليقللوا من الاحتباس الحراري؟ Many things. For example يعني if you remember at the 7th grade في الصف السابع اللي هو عن درس الاحتباس الحراري we can do many things to reduce global warming such as making less gases from factories اللي هو التقليل من الغازات من المصانع، using less power الاستخدام القليل للطاقة and etc. for this. 5. What do you think will happen to the world's climate in the future؟ ماذا تعتقد أنه سيحصل لمناخ الأرض في المستقبل if we still doing like this and producing green gases and carbon dioxide ثاني أكسيد الكربون. we still produce more, I think crops will die and there will become destruction for melting ice وذوبان الجليد and that will make floods وهذا سوف يسبب الفيضانات. We hope so. We hope not of that. لا نأمل أن لا يحصل أي شيء من ذلك. Now directly we go to page 58. Page 59, we have vocabulary and about climates. Vocabulary about climates. Write the description in the box under the correct type of climates. اكتب الوصف الصحيح لهذا الجدول. في عندنا جدول منطينا الكلمات وبدنا نوزع هاي الكلمات على الجدول الموجود قدامنا اللي هو هون. هذا الجدول هاي الكلمات فوق هون بدنا نوزعها عليهم. ايش هن هذول المناخات اللي هن polar, tropical, desert, monsoon, cool, temperate and tundra. ونوزع اللي الكلمات الموجودة في هذا الجدول to them. Very cold, ice and snow, very short summers, very little rain most of the year, not very cold winter, hot in the day, cold at night, very heavy rain, hot and wet. هاي كلها أوصاف لهذه for the climates بدنا نوزعها عليهم بالطريقة الصحيحة. الآن نرقمهم، نحاول نرقم اللي هو 1 2 3 يعني this is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Change the color. Now we say polar, very cold. Take one by one. Now when we say ice and snow, where is it? It is for 1. Ice and snow for 1 here. 1. Ice and snow. Very short summers. Which climate? Very short summers. It is for very short summers. It is for tundra. Very short summers for tundra. It is number 6. Number 6. Very little rain. Also for tundra. Very tundra. Rain most of the year. Rain most of the year. Rain most of the year. It is for cool temperate. Cool temperate, number 5. Number 5. Not very cold winter. Also for cool temperate. It is number 5. Sorry, like this. Hot in the day. It is desert. Where desert? Number 3. Cold at night, also desert. Very heavy rain. It is for very monsoon. Monsoon, number 4. Number 4. Hot and wet. Hot and wet. It is for tropical, number 2. Number 2. This is how we classify them. نصنفهم بهذه الطريقة. Okay. Done for you? Okay. Let's go to exercise 9. Exercise 9. Listen to the words in the box. What do they have in common? And what way are they different? اللي هي تتكلم about different places of the world. تتكلم عن أماكن مختلفة في العالم. We will listen to them, only listening. We'll listen to them.
Module 5, Unit 7, page 59, Exercise 9.
Jordan Valley, Russia, North America, North Africa, Southern Europe, South America, Jordanian Badia, Southeast Asia, Central Australia, India, Northern Europe.
Okay. We listen to them. Directly we go to the activity book at page 41. We have the vocabulary exercise, تدريب الفوكابولاري. Also we have a listening vocabulary. Listen to Jordan's weather forecast and then complete the sentences. بعد ما نسمع لهذه to the Jordan weather forecast اللي ده حالة الطقس في الأردن، وبعدها نكمل الكلمات the missing words from the listening broadcast. Listen, then we will complete.
Unit 7, page 41, Exercise 5.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the weather forecast. The weather in Amman tomorrow will be cold with clouds and light rain. However, it will be a much nicer day in Aqaba with lots of sun and a high temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. As for Jerash, the weather will be similar to that in Aqaba, but cooler because of a strong wind. Thank you for listening. Good night.
Then, after listening, we want to see what are the answers here, vocabulary. In Amman, the weather is tomorrow. The weather is tomorrow is expected to be, what did he say? Yes, cold. Then number 1, we will write them here. 1, cold. Cold. Number 2, expected to be cold, so put on your jackets, everyone. 2. Don't forget your umbrellas tomorrow. There will be some, yes, 2. Clouds, الغيوم, clouds, and light, excellent, light rain. 3. It will be a little hotter in Aqaba with lots of, yes, excellent, thank you, sun. 4. For those who live in Jarash, be careful tomorrow. A strong, yes, wind is on its way there. These are the answers for this exercise. Directly to exercise number 6, complete the sentences about climate change and the words from the box. With the words from the box. The words are الكلمات هي شوفها هون atmosphere اللي هي الغلاف الجوي, crops المحاصيل, droughts الجفاف, global عالمي, greenhouse الغازات الضارة, flood الفيضان, sea level مستوى سطح البحر أو مستويات البحر, temperature اللي هي الحرارة. Then we want to answer them. The temperature is number 1. Then here we match them with arrows نوصلهم بالأسهم. Temperature, the temperature is rising here. The temperature is rising all the time and the earth is becoming hotter. الحرارة ترتفع بشكل دائم والأرض تصبح حارة. Melting ice causes a rise in sea level. In sea level. ذوبان الجليد يسبب ارتفاع في مستوى سطح البحر. 3. Greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases. In the walls, atmosphere, also here 4, atmosphere, lead to global warming. Global warming. Long periods without rain are called droughts. Are called droughts. They can cause damage to, the last one, crops. Damage to crops. For here, I could say we have finished our lesson. Hope to meet again in the next lesson. I will send you some worksheets بعض أوراق العمل to do and to send them back to your group. Thank you and thank you for listening. Hope you have enjoyed our lesson for today. Bye bye for now.